Well, okay. Hi there. I'm Jenn Rice, and I'm super excited to be here with Leslie Crowley as we talk about functionally fit with Jenn and Leslie and share why in the heck are we even doing this podcast. And Leslie, I'd like to ask you first. I know we talked about we love helping people optimize their health. We've been working on our own health for a long time, but why do the podcast?
Well, first off, I can't believe we're actually starting a freaking podcast. This is awesome. Like literally, if you're watching this, we threw this idea together, a couple weeks ago, and here we are starting a podcast, just like going all in, messy actions. This is not going to be perfect, right?
No,
but
not even
that's
close.
the joy of it. So again, I'm Leslie Crowley, if you don't know me. So my story, why am I so passionate? Why am I like going all in on this? I found myself in a place where my health was being sacrificed, compromised for everything else in my life. The stress of being a healthcare worker, being a woman in today's society, whatever it is, I was putting myself on the back burner and I suffered because of it. I was the heaviest I'd ever been. I was super unhappy. I was tired all the time. And I literally just felt like crap until I decided to get out of my own way. And I want to now help other women get out of their own way, optimize their health, live and feel amazing in their body for the rest of their life. So that's it. That's my goal.
Yeah, and so Leslie and I really connected on this. What's really cool is that we originally met through our home business, which was really fun. We actually met each other in New Orleans at a convention and met in the street. Do you remember that? We were like, hey. And we just stayed in contact ever since. And I was watching her journey. I had gone through about 3 years ago. I had the worst heartburn, ever, the kind that you're up on the couch at, 2 a.m. trying to relieve. This was going on night after night. I was trying to heal myself because I've been a practicing allopathic PA for almost 16 years now. And I really believe that for every ill, there is a pill. And that was just my training. It was what I believed was how you fix problems, was with a procedure or with a pharmaceutical medication. And so that's how I fixed problems with myself until it just didn't work so well. So this heartburn, I was treating with a well-known prescription medicine. And then I became allergic to it and wasn't able to use it and really found myself super stuck in, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to go either visit multiple specialists. I'm going to have to get procedures done. Or I could visit a functional medicine practitioner. I had heard that they could be helpful to people. I really didn't know. I knew they were like real doctors or PAs or nurse practitioners, but they had learned this other way of helping people. And using like what they call lifestyle medicine. So that's going to be like a big part of our podcast, is talking about functional medicine, lifestyle medicine, using food as medicine, having guests on that can really shine a light on this. A lot of times when people end up making the switch to functional medicine, especially as a healthcare practitioner, it's often because of an illness they themselves have had or someone in their family has had, and that has propelled them, when they didn't find the answers in allopathic medicine, to look for answers other places. And so that is what I did, because I wanted to see what could possibly help me. And literally after the one visit, I was told to clean up my life and gut and habits and get it together. Essentially, I didn't realize that I couldn't keep going the way I was going. And so really from that one visit, I made a complete shift. And within a week, I was sleeping flat. Within, a couple months, I had lost, 10 pounds. I was starting to feel more like myself again. I was using just all of the things of food as medicine. So that's how I became super passionate about it. I went on to get a fellowship training in functional medicine through the American Academy of Anti-Aging. And then when Leslie and I connected, I saw her journey unfolding as she went through something similar, and felt like we were both from this training of PAs in allopathic medicine.
Mhm.
And now we're using the best of what I call both worlds to heal ourselves, and now sharing that message forward to help other people do the same. And so I felt like we could maybe make a partnership that would be impactful. So we started doing that, and here we are.
Here we are. I know, it's so crazy. One of the things that you said in there was that you had lost, like you felt you had lost yourself. And I think that is definitely something I can relate to, because for so long I was always doing what was, expected and had to be done, and I just did it. But in the process, like I said, I had completely sacrificed what actually mattered to me. And that was, I lost my confidence. I had lost my self-esteem. I just, I didn't even recognize the person I had become. So our stories are a little bit different, but at the same time, they're very similar. And I think it was even you that had said, like, no one is going to come save you, right? Nobody else is going to come save you. And that is so true. Like, we are the ones that have the potential. We have the power. We are all capable of making a huge difference and change in our own lives. It's just a matter of if you're, ready and willing to do that. But we all have the potential, which I think is amazing. And sometimes it's just asking for help and hearing a different perspective, and knowing that there are options out there to, get you where you want to go.
Yeah, and I also want to mention, and I'm a big fan of. There's several podcasts that I love listening to, and they're all different types of, whether it's functional medicine, or maybe it's a gut healing specific one, or maybe it's a mindset. But I guess for us, one thing that I think I want to make sure is pretty clear going forward is that it's not like an all or nothing thing with functional medicine or nutrition. It doesn't mean we throw out everything that conventional and allopathic medicine offers. I think there are obviously people to follow that do that, but that would not be kind of where we're coming from, because I think it definitely has a place for people to, and for myself personally, I mean, there are many amazing things that we do in allopathic medicine for people that are big deal. There are sometimes things are structural and they have to be fixed. The only way they can be fixed is by a surgery. But then there are some other things that you can do. And so what we're hoping to bring is not like throw the baby out with the bathwater, go totally all into, what would they call it? Like alternative, medicine, but to really take like the best of it all and find out what you can do for yourself on a daily basis to just really maximize all of those things that we have out there.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% agree.
Right. Yeah. Because, you don't want to, I think it's sometimes you can discount and some of the things that allopathic medicine does offer, and we don't want to do that, because there are some things that people need. I mean, sometimes you do need standard testing, and you do need certain studies and things like that. But as far as food as medicine too, that is huge. And I know right now we're running our first 7-day reset program, and we're already seeing changes with the people in there after just a few days of making a couple shifts in there. Just simple, I mean, we're talking like very simple shifts in certain choices, whether it be first thing in the morning or throughout the day with foods, that already making people feel better. So this is the kind of thing that we want to also interview certain guests that maybe have a different way of helping people, as well as learning from other people how you can, be better at stress relieving. I know I just did a big thing about stress relief a couple days ago, and I really feel like you can do all the work in the world with, like, you can have every gadget and the best food ever, but if you cannot get rid of your stress, you're not going to progress as far. So I'd love to also include going forward, some great guests that have just a great forte in getting rid of stress and helping better coping mechanisms. And then I know, Leslie, you love helping people with mindset. And can you share a little bit about why you decided to get nutrition over other certifications and what you were?
Yeah. So, I had started my own journey now, well, a year and a half ago, really. And when I started, it was because I wasn't happy with my body. I wasn't happy with how I felt. And in my mind, I was like, well, if I lose weight, then I'll be quote unquote happy, right? We've all been there before. Don't deny it. It's okay. We've all been there. I was there. That's where my journey started, right? I was the heaviest I'd ever been. I just wanted to get rid of that extra 20 pounds I had put on. So I hired a nutrition coach because I tried to do it on my own multiple times, failed multiple times. And I will say, if you're listening to this, the first thing I'll say is you didn't fail, the diet failed you, okay? But what that does is it puts in our minds that we're a failure, that we're never going to be successful at what we're doing, all of that. So long story short, I hired a coach. I had accountability. I learned about my body. I did a ton of personal growth, personal development. And then about a few months in, I was like, I already work as a PA. I love helping people. That's what I do. And it's like, this is like, I totally dig this. This is, I could definitely see myself doing this. I had coached in the past, but sports. So coaching kind of came natural to me. And I was like, why the hell am I not, doing this too? Because you can definitely impact people. I know how much it's changed my life. So just having the opportunity to help other women, specifically women, change, their own life and transform into the woman that they truly want to be was just like, boom, no brainer. So I do have my, certification in nutrition coaching. And why not like mindset coaching or anything like that? I mean, I guess at the time, because, that's kind of what I knew, but, I do bring a lot of the mindset, lifestyle, habits, how do we make this work on a day-to-day basis when we are crazy busy, when you are working a full-time job and you have kids to run to soccer and all over the world, it seems, like, how do I make this work so that I feel good? And how do I change my mindset? Because a lot of us come in with a mindset of like I said, of these failures, that I must be flawed. There must be something wrong with me. Why are you this way? And just doing the work to change our thoughts has such a huge impact on what we can actually accomplish. So yeah, I totally dig all the mindset stuff now. So
Yeah. So for you, I know we've talked about this before, and one thing with functionally fit, what does that exactly mean? I know that we don't mean, we both have major weight loss stories.
mm-hmm.
That's the obvious result.
That's a side effect.
Yeah,
I call that the side effect.
It is. Yeah. So I think one of the best things someone ever said to me was that they just felt like my eyes looked different and brighter and like clearer. So, being functionally fit isn't just about, and that's an outward sign too, but there's also this whole inward thing that we want to pursue with functionally fit. And it's about really optimizing, and prioritizing our health. Many women, and I have been one for sure, that has put my health behind multiple things to do. Every other task was more important, and probably at times a good excuse.
And then we wonder why we feel like crap, right?
Right.
Exactly. Why do I feel so terrible? Well, it's because you're not taking care of yourself. Like,
there is no priority. It's not treated like a assignment or a job. Like if we really leaned into our health the way we, like I do my job at work, then you'd be serious about it. And that's literally until I made that switch, it didn't happen. Mm-hmm. So I think that we would hope to bring some great perspective on that. And then, of course, we're always wanting to hear from anyone listening, topics that they would love to hear from us, things that are of interest to you.
Guests that we could bring in on topics, we're open.
Yeah, exactly. And so, before we close up, I just wanted to see if you had anything else that you feel like, as far as, if someone is really, if they listen to something like this and they say, I really want to make changes, but, it's hard to make a change. I don't really know. I don't even know where to start. I don't know if I want to quote unquote hire someone or, but I mean, where would you recommend them at least starting from that's like a simpler place? Is it something like listening to things that are positive? I mean, or reading something, or what would you think is like the number one thing you could start doing if you want to start making a change?
I think for what I would say is get super honest with yourself. What is it that you truly want and why do you want that? Right? We all say sometimes that we want a change. We want to change something, but are we ready to make are we ready to do the work that's necessary in order to, achieve that? But really, going back to the concept of I like to say it's an inside out job. Like we try to change everything on the outside. That's where we put our focus, is everything external. If I could just fix everything on the outside, which is what I tried to do for a very long time, is like have everything on the outside be perfect. And, I can control all this stuff out here, but I didn't have control over this, on the inside, which you can't see me, but, my mind, I didn't have control over my mind. I didn't have control over my body. So honestly, I think if you start on the inside, even just changing your thoughts. One of the big things I have, people that I work with, clients do, is affirmations. They're super easy, or a gratitude list. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, you're going to make me say affirmations to myself. But our thoughts have energy.
Yeah,
right?
You actually blew me away yesterday in our in the 7-day reset. Leslie did it was her day to go, and she did this part on an affirmation, and she rattled out hers, and there was just no denying, like, you actually say that every day, because it wasn't like scripted at all. I mean, it's just from her top of her head. And I got to admit, like, I don't do that. And I'm wondering if that could be like a something, a missing power link there. But I would love for you to say your affirmation, because I think it is like incredible. And then that's a good way for us to close up this one, because hopefully that's the vibe and the feel that we're looking for with this launching of the podcast and continuing forward.
Yeah, like my goal for people as they listen to this is to, one, feel completely empowered, to know that you have the capability to change, and just believing in that, right? And that was half my battle too, is I didn't believe in myself anymore. I had lost that faith and that trust in myself, right? Because of all the decisions and choices I had made that led me up to that point. So yeah, just feeling that you have it within you. You have everything you need within you. But yes, my affirmation is I am a strong, confident, beautiful woman who shows up for herself and her dreams every single day. I know that the universe has my back and everything will work out in my favor. The second part changes a little bit, but the first part is boom. Like, I know, that's my go-to. You can have other ones too. You can make it, you can steal mine. I don't care. But as you figure it out for yourself, you'll kind of come up with something that makes you feel amazing. And in the beginning, I didn't believe it. I did not believe that in the beginning, right? Because that's just not where my mind was. But that's where you do the work. You do it every day, sometimes multiple times a day, right?
Yeah.
To bring yourself back. But
I think that's just a beautiful way to end this first one. And I just so appreciate being on this journey with you. And
yeah, of course.
we'll be back next week. I'm gonna turn off the live here and pause the